The best budget shotguns to buy. Thinking about how to get powerful shotguns without spending too much money? Here we are. Watch out for the best budget options that are both reliable and affordable. So without any further ado, prepare to shoot at your targets without any hesitation. Armson Semi-Automatic. The obvious option for a cheap shotgun, this semi-automatic Armson weighs somewhere about $515 when new. You can purchase this with a 3-year warranty, meaning that it will not break for 3 years. In most cases, if you clean and maintain the pistol a little, you can buy it and not spend any money on it for the next 3 years. One of Armson or Hotson could most likely purchase a used one for roughly $129. They're not repulsive, always a little front heavy. Well, front heavy, but you know, we've played. And if you put about 5 or 6 ounces in the rear of one of these, they become a formidable gun. Truly really good. Landber Sporter. Continuing, Landber. So, Landber went bust back in 2010 or 2011. That was a sad time, you know. You've never heard a bad word said about a Landber shotgun. Manufactured in Spain, constructed like tanks but with a touch of finesse. Unlike a lot of the other budget brands, Landber shotguns are renowned for their quality and reliability. They performed their duties and they shot exceptionally well. It imitated some of the features and designs of some of the more popular firearms. So as a result, you end up with guns that are good looking and good shooting, even though they are now out of date, perhaps lacking in finesse, but otherwise not terrible. They produce a wide variety of styles, including your typical model, which they refer to as the standard sporter, as well as a deluxe sporter, a game, and a luxe version of the game. There are a lot of various variants that you can acquire, such as versions without ejectors and versions with 2 triggers, but a great sports example such as this will cost you well under $500. Although they are not particularly attractive, they are perfect enough for use as either a first gun, a backup gun, or simply a pistol purchased on a limited budget. Brilliant! The difficulty with that is obviously that finding spares is going to become more of a problem as time goes on, but the gun costs $500, and they don't break easily. You should know that I've only had to mend a half dozen Landbers, in contrast to the many Berettas and Brownings that I've had to fix. So that's not awful. AYA Yeoman. Next up is this stunning example of an AYA Yeoman, which you can see here. Double trigger, non-ejector, 2 3/4 inch chamber side by side, 17mm chamber side by side. There is not a single thing that could go wrong with this firearm. A firearm that has been constructed almost entirely by hand. Yes, they are not the most attractive, there is no engraving, and the wood is uninteresting. However, they come with a wide variety of ribs, including Churchill ribs, scalloped ribs, step-up ribs, and more. The AYA Yeoman comes with all kinds of ribs. They also produce an over and under version of it, but if you go to an auction and are looking for something a little bit shabby, you can pick up a side-by-side model for about $25 if you want something like that. The color hardening is top-notch, and when viewed from 15 to 20 yards away, this gun appears to be on par with the majority of the other side-by-side vehicles in the line. It is a gun that can look extremely respectable when placed next to any other gun and viewed from a distance of 15 yards away. They also make pistol grip variants and magnum versions with chambers measuring 3 inches and 400. However, the following is the most frequent configuration that you'll find: the straight hand stock with a double trigger and a non-ejector, as well as the flat file top. If you can, try to acquire something that is a little bit later rather than something earlier. The later ones have this flat face, whereas the older ones have these small bars on the side that are sort of rounded. Perhaps they are not more reliable, but they are certainly simpler to repair if something needs to be fixed, mostly because they come equipped with a disc set striker, which is a feature that is both pleasant and very wonderful to have. Benelli Nova Tactical. Both the rifle sights, $419, and the Ghost Ring rear sight, $449, that come standard on the Nova are excellent options for use in the context of protecting one's house from potential intruders. The Nova is a straightforward pump gun. This firearm's steel frame is protected from damage and abuse by a high-tech, long-lasting polymer that wraps around it and covers the entire surface. If you want to open the chamber without dropping another another shell from the magazine, there is a shell stop button located on the forearm of the weapon. Additionally, dual action bars allow for smooth and dependable cycling of the weapon. The Nova features a barrel that is 18.5 inches long and has a fixed cylinder choke. Additionally, the pistol weighs slightly over 9 pounds, making it suitable for managing heavy defensive loads. Baikal over and under. Everyone knows that here at the gun shop we are huge fans of Baikal, and this particular model is no different. $200 is the total weight. However, for the same price of $200, one can purchase an over and under that can be handled well. And here's something rather wonderful about owning a gun that you don't love, as long as you don't mind sticking all the stuff over it to make it fit. If you don't mind doing that, that is. You can go about and kill things with it. You can give it a quick wipe over. You can toss it back in the cabinet, and you won't feel guilty about it even if you beat it to death halfway through its life. Everyone is more interested in their sports shotguns, and it's rare to see a gun that's worth less than $500 on the circuit truly, despite how ridiculous that statement may sound. Great rifle. It costs around $200, which just offers such fantastic value for the money, and if you find a very ragged one, you can pick it up for well under $129 sterling. You decide to purchase a nice one, and the price may end up being rather higher than that, SKB 500. And finally, but by no means last, there is something that is in all likelihood going to end up being my absolute favorite of the group. This is a 500 series SKB. They are extremely sophisticated firearms for the price. They do represent amazing value for money in the sense that nobody knows what they are, which is a consequence of the fact that it's getting on a bit now. A pretty good setup with leaf springs and exceptionally well-made barrels to boot. Big, robust actions with a single selective trigger that has an incredibly great trigger pull. There isn't much else to discuss about SKBs. For more, check out our review of one. If you want a little bit more in-depth information, there are reviews available for all of these, so if that's what you're looking for, go check them out and let us know what you think. However, in terms of sophistication, there are a few things like the SKB and the Nikos, which are firearms that just aren't popular at all. People aren't aware of what they are, and as a result, people aren't aware of what they're worth. As a result, you can pick them up for $300, $400, or even $500 for a great one, and have a gun that people would not enjoy looking at, but Jesus, they fire very, very well. Winchester SXP Defender. The Defender may have a fairly simple appearance, but it actually comes with quite a few fantastic features, which make its price of $349.99 an incredible value. The chrome lining in the 18-inch cylinder bore barrel and the 4 big lugs on the spinning bolt ensure that it will provide years of reliable operation. Even if the user's hands are wet, they will not lose their hold on the firearm thanks to the Winchester's tactical forearm and their use of a black chrome finish, which is more long-lasting than typical bluing. The Defender is offered in both 12 and 20 gauge and has a capacity of 5+1 rounds. Additionally, the Inflex recoil pad helps to greatly lessen the effect of the recoil. That's all for the video today. We will be right back. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching!